Dear Lord, I started rolling too soon. Hello, and welcome to Funhaus. This episode is brought to you by Simple Contacts. We'll hear about them later in the show. With me today is Adam, Lawrence, and Bruce.
Hello, I'm Bruce.
And Raul back there.
He's not actually here.
For you audio listeners, he's not actually here.
Could be. You should watch and find out.
Actually, tune in. I have a little preface for you guys, so just let me read through this real quick, because this is a very special, very controversial episode.
Controversial.
There you go. Learning the YouTube game.
Yeah. So, like and subscribe. Today,
Doesn't work anymore.
we will be reviewing a very special streaming service called Christian Cinema. Everyone on the podcast today was either raised Christian, myself, Bruce Lawrence,
That's true,
or flirted with it for some sweet, sweet poon. Adam over there.
Technically got me laid.
That was your Puerto Rican girlfriend?
And although I'm not sure any of us are still with the church.
I'll say I am. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
all
Why
right.
not?
We have a spy.
I have no problem with some of its messages. It's
When's
just
the last time you
Yeah.
went to church?
execution. About a month ago.
Oh, okay,
Oh,
shit.
yeah.
Well, never mind.
Yeah.
I just wanted to be clear that this podcast is not going to be a let's bash religion
God,
show.
no.
Well, hold
So all of you young atheists out there who are freshly unchained from your oppressive upbringings where you're brainwashed into believing in Jesus, all I have to say is this. Get over it, you fucking babies.
Whoa.
Jeez.
Don't worry, I'm talking to myself
no,
who's
I like
20.
that.
Oh, okay.
That was
Oh.
me at 20 going, I was raised
Gotcha.
to
What about
believe
the
these
people?
lies.
What about the people that were brainwashed to be atheists?
There you
think about
go.
that?
Yeah, think about it.
Hey, think about that.
That's just called being normal, Bruce.
Hey, check one off the points for science.
Is it fair to say, John, that we respect you no matter what your beliefs are, unless they are
You
that
guys
of
respect
something
me?
hateful?
I would absolutely. It is fair to say that, Adam.
Yeah. I think whether you're Christian, Muslim, Catholic, atheist,
doesn't matter.
you're all wrong.
As long as
and
you're
all
not
right.
agnostic.
We tolerate everything except intolerance.
Yeah, Lawrence taught us that there was a group of people living in a house pretending to be Final Fantasy VII characters.
Pretending.
I'm sorry.
They were.
They believed they were that. So
It's called
the
spirit
power.
bonding.
The power of the imagination is more powerful than any god we can conjure. So don't.
true.
And I'm talking about Barrett.
Thy name be Sephiroth. Yeah.
Also, little caveat, I asked Matt Peak, our resident Jesus lover,
Yeah.
if he wanted to give a rebuttal at the end of the episode, and he said, we'll see.
No way
So-
is he going to do that.
So that might happen.
I hope he does.
mean,
It's
rebuttal.
in case we bring up any points that
Oh.
he
I
as
mean-
a Christian finds offense.
Oh,
to
okay.
it.
I thought we
just-
weren't going to attack the religion.
I am not attacking.
Well, no, that's
religion.
what I'm saying. We're not attacking religion. We're attacking religious cinema.
So Matt Peak would be defending the quality of these films?
That's my hope.
yeah.
He's never even seen him.
Yeah.
So basically what we did was we each picked out a different film from christiancinema.com to review. But before we present our findings, let's speak more generally.
Yeah.
This is something I think all of us watching these movies, and if you grew up in the church, you were forced to watch Christian movies. And there's something uniquely bad about all of them.
Yes, they are.
And why is that?
You know what, John? I was thinking a lot about that because I grew up watching Christian movies and I continue to do it because I love garbage media. In my opinion, a lot of Christian movies demonstrate a severe lack of imagination in regards to almost everything. So it's like every set is just a room. Every character is just a person. Like there's never any flourish or color to any of it. None of the music is interesting. None of the sets are interesting.
that's
It's all in service of the story, which is to tell you that God is good and loves you and will be by your side. And nothing else matters.
Not a lot of subtlety, I've realized in some of these
No,
films.
not at all. No, it's very well. It's like I think that's sort of the point of these actually is to hit you over the head with it, because I think a lot of Christians that are making this media think that other media is trying to undermine it. It's trying to undermine religion, trying to undermine good messaging and things like that. So they're like, you know what? There isn't enough of this, so I'm going to hit you over the head with it. Because I think that's the reason why this is so bad. Is because I feel like it's like their God given mission to do this. Sorry, go ahead.
On the flip side of this, can I give you a quick couple recommendations of religious films I have enjoyed in the past.
Sure.
Passion of the Christ
It's a great movie.
and Dogma.
Oh, Dogma's
Oh,
also a good
yeah.
film. Yeah.
Those are actually great movies that have religion as a
Centerpiece.
a centerpiece.
Yeah.
Even Noah, I thought was a great.
Noah's
film.
awesome.
But those
Yeah.
movies have good acting, like interesting dialogue, good
Budgets.
music, proper lighting.
Yeah.
There is definitely with a lot of these things, and I don't think it's budgetary either, because you can
Sure.
do some of that stuff with almost no money. It just takes time, effort, and
Yeah.
talent.
Well, no, now we're in the Air Bud cinematic universe of Christian movies,
Yeah.
basically, where someone said, "Wait a minute, there's a whole group of suckers who will buy Christian or buy country music. I mean, Christian movies. Like
That's true.
It's this is like exploitation at its finest, and I think it's great.
Hey, John,
Yeah?
how far down do you have to scroll to see a person of color? Any of them?
Hey, I'm glad you asked because under genres, there's an urban category.
Oh, hell yeah! Woo!
Hey, Cuba Gooding Jr.
Yeah,
And,
he needs money.
A lot of these take place outside of urban environments, so I don't really know what they mean
Ernie
by urban.
Hudson.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I got them all.
With Kevin Sorbo.
That's amazing.
That's the great thing.
God.
Scrolling through the site, like I had more fun going through the site than I did actually watching anything.
Dog
Because,
Jack.
Yeah.
Why is that urban?
Love Dog
It's
Jack.
Civil War.
What
Civil
the
War,
hell?
dog?
Yeah,
Oh, boy.
Civil War.
I guess-
Why is that
Witchstone.
urban,
Is
John?
there an FAQ of what ChristianCinema.com's mission statement is?
Oh yeah,
That's
like
a
go
good
to
question.
about.
Yeah,
It's
maybe
probably
at
on the very bottom. Yeah.
Our story.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, that's if there's anything too about. I don't want to just label Christianity for this, but God, like whenever time you see a billboard, it's like you don't need to put the whole Bible verse up there. Like some advertisers, I guess the sinners got it down to a science where it's just like boobs, and you're like, yeah, I'll buy that coffee. This one, it's like about. It's like just get to the meat.
Well, they've been selling. I'm guessing that this is one of these companies. I don't know if you guys ever experienced it, where there were Christian companies that would take movies and cut them down to remove all the sex, violence, and curse words.
Yeah.
Clean flicks or something
Yeah,
like
clean
that.
flicks, and then
Really?
they sell those. Maybe it's Pure Flicks because that's a competing.
Careful. Pure Flicks might be something else.
No, Pure Flicks.
Oh, you
is,
got it, you got it, you got
see,
it.
we got Mark Hamill. No, wait, Mark
Kirk Cameron.
That's Kirk Cameron. Yeah. Mark. Hamill.
Way to master.
But we didn't review this site because you had to create an account to actually see the movies they had, and
Whereas most of Christian cinema films are free on YouTube.
yeah,
I was
that's
actually
true.
going to say, to Christian Cinema's credit, the website's not that bad.
No, it's very much like,
clicking
Amazon.
it, and yeah. I was going to say, like, it's like not that bad to view
Yeah.
and watch and stuff like that. So
Great experience for a UI perspective.
Yeah, no,
So-
not
or
bad at
UX.
all.
Yeah.
Not bad at all.
This is Johnny. He has leukemia.
They airbrushed his eyes.
Oh, it's Pure Flicks. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they got sued because what they were doing was copyright infringement.
Obviously.
When the documentary you can watch about those guys who did that.
They can't resell a movie.
They can't cut. You can't
With
edit.
less.
Hey, you can't edit a movie, resell it, and then set in as
Yeah.
a product because
Oh,
they're
yeah.
like, yeah, that's copyright infringement. So, they got in
So
trouble.
I was thinking about like why is Christian cinema so bad, and
Yeah.
I think because for the average Christian, or not the average Christian, but for Christians that are more acclimated to like exist within modern civilization, they're okay with watching Marvel and everything else. So these Christian movies are specifically made for like maybe like Midwest people,
Like the
who
Bible
are-
Belt.
Yeah, the Bible Belt, where the idea of going to a city and seeing a woman in short shorts or something like that is blasphemous, and like
Too much sin up in
yeah,
Hollywood,
it's
yo.
basically fringe Christianity.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
That are making these, and basically they have an agenda with every movie they make. They can't just make a movie that has Christian values. It has to have a very clear message.
Well, that's kind of my point with like, because I was watching my movie, which I don't want to spoil it. I'll get to it later.
Okay.
But I was like, there are other movies that do these lessons 100,000 times, like Pixar films.
Yeah.
Pixar films always have really wholesome, great messages that I think would fit into any Bible curriculum, no problem. And the movies are fantastic. There's amazing dialogue, amazing story beats, things like that. And like Lawrence said, I think the people that are making these movies don't have any talent. They're just doing it probably to make money, which is terrible, by the way.
Oh, yeah, I mean,
some may have the right motivation.
It
but-
is. The one thing I did notice is you are exploiting a group of people who will just buy anything because
Yeah.
they're told that I don't know, a movie like a Pixar movie has too much. It's sinful, or it's not made by people with good Christian values. And someone goes, "Yeah, I got some of those. You want some of this?"
Right.
And then this out. You want another great Christian movie, a great telling of your Savior, where he comes back and he expels you of all your sins.
The Matrix.
Fucking RoboCop, man. That's the best retelling of the Passion of Christ I've ever seen.
Tron.
Sounds pretty good.
Those are all Jesus, I guess Jesus analogs, basically.
Beauty and
Yeah.
the Beast.
Well, I mean,
Narnia.
I
Come
watched
on.
that one.
Supposedly Jesus is just an analog of Gilgamesh, isn't he?
Yeah, well, that supposedly.
Hey,
yes,
get out of here with that secular talk.
Nothing came before, nothing after. You
Like every ancient religion has a global flood story.
sodomite.
And a rebirth, and yeah.
Yeah.
But you're right though, John. It is sort of like you can only eat vegan. There are a group of people who are convinced that if it's not patently Christian, it is not good for your soul.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to surround yourself with good, wholesome Christian things, and then therefore you have sort of a captive audience that you can shovel garbage at.
Then by creating this thing, aren't you creating sin? Because you're creating a.
Well, it depends on your motivation.
Money.
I mean, like, and that's the
I'm
thing is that,
guessing.
like, I don't know that because not every church, I've been to a lot of churches, and not every single church is a money making venture. There are some that are money making ventures, and in that, I would say, oh boy, they're riding a line there. That's really
Oh, sure.
dangerous.
Have you
real
been to
curious
a
about
mega
time
church?
changers.
I have been to a mega
Those
church.
are those are
I grew up in
insane.
Texas, man.
No,
they
yeah.
have compounds there.
Right, right.
With like 20-foot fences with barbed wire and shit.
What?
It's gross and scary to see. And then it's like dirt and grass and gravel everywhere, but right on the other side of the fence it's just like pristinely manicured, beautiful trees. They really are trying to create like
Yeah.
heaven on earth, basically.
Well, my experience is like going to one for Awana. I don't know if you guys are aware of that. All workmen
Of
are
course.
not ashamed.
I went to one. Yeah.
But going to one of the sister churches for like some Awana regional event, and it's just like huge with all these giant screens, and they have lighting flying around. They're like, "Welcome, Pastor Mike," and it's like, grrr, 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 like fireworks going off, and he
Darude
cartwheels
Sandstorm
out.
goes off, but like the
It's-
Christian version.
And it's interesting because, like, coming from like another, like again, I grew up in the church, so coming from that perspective, people are like, well, no, we want things that bring normal people in. They they want to just if they want to feel comfortable, they want to feel like, oh wow, it's really cool. There's a lot of multimedia, that kind of thing. What what is going on?
Oh, so it's an old Christian.
Oh
This
my
is time
gosh!
changer.
I can't. I'm so distracted by the
I
trailer.
almost watched it. It's basically Blast from the Past, except he comes from like a puritanical
Yeah.
society, and he's like,
Look at all these breasts.
yeah. He at one point he goes to the movies and he runs out and he's like, that man used the Lord's name in vain.
But that's so okay. So, anyways, with the mega churches, that's why I say it's just like politics. It always comes down to motivation. It's what their motivation was, and you know who? Ironically, the only person who knows the motivation, God. God's the only
Oh,
person
there
that
you
knows their
go.
motivation. So,
Which I believe is a giant sea creature living near Maine.
right, that's cool.
That has tentacles for a face.
Whatever.
And one day will devour this world.
whatever.
We'll sing
Yeah.
the song that ends our reality.
Another one of the reasons I wanted to dissect this site was because there are a lot of just amazing user reviews. I didn't actually. We kind of diverted to each picking our own movie, but like with Time Changer, this is a great one where the guy says, I gave up watching TV about 10 years ago, yet this movie brings home the truth of the consequences of relativistic thinking accepted and embraced in these last days. So this is someone who,
Doomsday Prepper.
They believe
Yes.
it's on the way.
He's got
Yeah,
a couple
it's
of
on
second
the way.
coming. The second coming.
his name is Danielle.
Maybe a woman.
Maybe a woman.
Or a bot.
But like that was a great thing scrolling through all of them. Any of the movies that was like sort of secular, there'd always be a review that was like 1 star and was kind of shaming it for being on this website.
Look, can we go to our movies, John?
Yeah. So
Who do you wanna
Bruce-
start with?
Bruce, do you want to start off?
I'll start with mine because mine was really boring.
Okay.
That's a
I think
shame.
all of ours are probably going to be really boring.
Well, I'm sure
mine,
they are.
Mine was action packed.
I wish I had picked an action film. When I started watching Camp Cool Kids, I realized what it was, and I went, fucking shit.
Yeah. To be clear, Bruce picked the movie that was on the front page.
Yeah.
He didn't
Good for
even
you.
browse it at all. He just went that movie.
I went that one. And Camp Cool Kids stars Michael Gross at the very beginning of the
Hell
movie.
yeah.
Tremors and Family Ties star Michael Gross.
Wow.
all the Tremors, except 2, I think.
He's grandpa with an earring, by the way. He wears an earring. throughout the song.
Grandpa Michael
Yeah, really, really cool.
He's done some sinning.
And the story is about 2 boys, two brothers, that their father just died. I believe in the Air Force, I want to say. I think he died in military service.
he better.
He crashed his plane.
the
Who
most
knows?
godly thing
They
you
don't
can do.
explain
Shot
how he
down by
died.
Satan.
They both go to camp. And Zach's the cool kid. And Spencer, I think it is the little kid who's not cool. Spencer's a total fucking nerd. And by the way, he's a huge wet blanket almost all the time. You never like this kid. And you're supposed to at the end of the movie. You're supposed to like Spencer's supposed to have to redeem himself. And what's interesting about this movie is that all the counselors around Spencer, the wet blanket, they're all actually really nice camp counselors that are trying to help out this fucking nerd. Like, cause he won't go in the water or he won't do this other thing. And like, he's just basically, he won't do anything. Mm-hmm. And the counselors are like, dude, it's cool. No problem. No big deal. Try it tomorrow. He'd come out tomorrow, try it again. He won't do it. Spencer won't do it again. And I'm like, no wonder you're a nerd. Go do something.
I just want to point out, this is the cool boy from Lizzie McGuire.
So I was gonna say this guy is actually a good actor. He's the head counselor.
He looks like a chimp.
He does have a weird look, but he's also really good. He's genuinely a good actor. Did a good job in this film. But Spencer meets up with the other camp cool kids, which are a bunch of basically like, it's like if you watched a really like the most boring Stand By Me. Like so like instead of them all being characters, one of them I think I have to remember the names. One of them is named Upchuck. Another one is named Tater and Tot. Those are the twins.
Whoa, they serve pre-roll ads on this website?
This is YouTube.
Another one is named, oh man.
Well, what's the ultimate lesson here?
Well, the lesson is that Spencer basically like he finds friends at this Christian camp.
How does God enter into this?
Well, I mean it's a Christian camp, and most everybody's like accepting of them, except for these big kids that Zach ends up being a part of.
Did they show the girl who loses her virginity?
Yeah.
This is another thing that happens. So
what?
Gosh, yeah, no. There are a few shots in this movie that I was like, what the fuck are they? What is that? Like, why'd they do this?
So it's like his imagination.
Those are the bullies, right?
Okay.
You see them as bullies.
They had like little orc faces.
Eventually, his older brother Zach, who was once a bully, goes over to Spencer's side to help them win a competition at the end of the movie because he's like, I realized I was being a bully. I should. These are again good lessons. Mm-hmm. Good lessons built into a terrible film. Horrible execution. Also, Zach is like he's like got this crush on this girl, and this other girl has a crush on him, and I was like, what? They might actually have them kiss in this film. I was like, wow, that would be progressive. And no, they walk up to the front door of the cabin, like he walks her to her cabin, and they go, and she goes like this. She turns around, and she goes, well, bye, and just like literally runs away.
And then he like bends over and hides his pants and walks off screen.
They don't touch each other. Nothing. They don't even
courtship
hug.
has begun.
They don't even hug.
I'll tell you, some of the Christian girls are some of the horniest girls I've ever met.
Yeah, they're starving.
Well, and that was so like I was like, oh, maybe they'll kiss. Like that would be really nice. Like that happens at camp, even at Christian camps.
No, you dry hump and you finger. That's what happens.
Jeez, I didn't do that at Christian camp.
Man, oh man.
A little over the pants rubbing.
But
so much.
But the lesson was basically like, no, you should no bullies. Zach ends up not being a bully because he realizes they should be brothers and they should stick together. And then all these nerds end up winning, by the way, which they shouldn't because they're all nerds. And they don't, and like a few of them are. There's one that's the brown skinned kid who's actually pretty good. Wow. He's like the Jacob Batalon, what's the guy's name from Spider-Man?
Oh yeah. Kid in the chair.
Yeah, he's Spider-Man's friend.
Gotcha.
He's not bad. That kid's terrible. But like to me, I was just like I hated this kid Spencer the entire time, and they just couldn't make the kid redeemable at all. Like he never once did anything that I was like, oh man, he got a bad rap. He's just a douche.
On a 1 to 10 on the Christian rating.
Yeah.
How tall is the crucifix you'd erect for this movie?
How saved will this
movie make you?
If you showed this to your kids, how saved are they going to be?
Probably an 8 or a 9.
Wow, that's
okay.
very
They're going to be very,
That's
very saved because this
super
was
saved.
like very Christian. There wasn't one joke that was anywhere even close to funny. And that was a problem too, because like you can make safe jokes that are funny. Seinfeld did it for years, and I just like that. That's why when I watch these films,
But Bruce, that was made by the Jews.
But the Jews are the chosen ones.
They're so
Christianity.
fucking funny.
They were.
Christianity loves Jews.
And Jesus came down and equaled it all out.
Yeah, my question for you is, who runs Hollywood?
I mean,
I rest my case.
As far as I know,
Scientologists.
Exactly. I don't know. Someone.
Also, there's this girl that keeps hitting on Spencer, and Spencer keeps blowing it. The girl's like walking up to him, like basically spread her legs off herself to him, And Spencer's like, I don't know.
He can at least get an HJ or break some
dude.
anal hymen.
Just like and
Woof.
so frustrating.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
well.
anyways, I think it's just not. It's
Let's see those orc faces again.
good, really good lessons.
I do.
Terribly executed. Just it's an hour and 45
There they
minutes.
are.
Oh, wow.
An hour and 45 minutes. It was a good thing I was on a plane because I was forced to watch it. But
Yeah.
man, oh man. Anyways, that's my movie. Camp Cool Kids. Don't watch it.
Okay. Unless you want your kids to be
You'll be
saved.
safe.
Don't watch it.
Who's next, John?
Let's see. Lawrence.
All right. I watched Belle and the Beast.
I believe I have that in my playlist.
In a moment of happenstance, Wiz Quest, knocking out the classics. I actually had planned to see this movie long before John approached me with this website because I was digging through Amazon Prime, which is just a receptacle, the world's biggest dumpster right now. And I found this, Belle and the Beast, a Christian romance tale, and I was like, oh, I have to watch that. But so I ended up watching it on Amazon Prime. I didn't consume it through Jesus Video or whatever that website's called.
ChristianCinema.com.
Sorry. It's not good, as you could probably tell. It is fun to sort of try and track beat for beat how it tries to imitate Beauty and the Beast and then eventually falls off. So Beauty and the Beast, Belle's father gets captured by Beast. Belle goes and says, oh, we have to trade. So she lets her father out, goes into servitude. Something like that happens. We got the Beast, who is a businessman. They never say what kind of business he's in.
Of course.
He's just on the phone talking about projections and estimates, and he hangs up the phone angrily. And he makes a lot of money, but he kind of lives with his mom or someone. I don't know. They say he lives in a mansion, but it's just kind of like a big Midwestern home, which is also 80% of the film is shot in that house.
I'm guessing, is he not religious? Is that the twist?
He used to be, but then he lost his faith.
Okay.
Oh, wait, hold on a second. We gotta.
Yeah,
wait,
it's Craig.
There's it.
Who's that?
It's Craig. He's a suitor that is fighting for Belle's heart.
Oh.
Wait. Here's the line right here.
Don't call him that.
Wait, but
you
he
go.
is a
Okay.
beast though,
It's
isn't
the
he?
movie.
No, he's not literally a beast.
Well, no, I know that, but I mean,
he's just
he's a-
kind of mean. He yells a lot.
The beast is inside. I guess it's sort of a flip of.
Exactly. So Belle's father is like a mechanic or a handyman of some sort. He is over at Beast's house to fix the fireplace, and then he knocks over an art, which is what you see at the beginning.
An art.
Yeah, there's numerous lines referring to the fine art that her father broke. I believe it's like, do you know how much fine art costs? Was a particular line.
You're just using nouns.
Kind of, yeah.
Jeez.
And this is kind of what I meant is that there are like characters and props, but they are literally characters and props. They're all cardboard cutouts. There's the
Oh,
art.
I see it. So, okay, so he breaks the art. So Belle has to go.
Yeah.
She has to.
She becomes an indentured servant.
Basically, B says, I'm going to call your boss and get you fired. Belle's like, oh, we need the money. Our family's struggling. So I'll work. Oh, he just fired his secretary for, I don't know, messing up his slice of pie or something. So he's like, okay, you'll be my new secretary until I say the debt's paid off. So now Belle's working in Beast's house, basically doing dry cleaning. That's all she ever does. Cause
Smelling his underwear.
yeah,
Yeah.
she sniffs his underwear a lot.
takes her to his playroom.
He does have a play. He has a spa room.
This is dangerously close to 50 Shades of Grey.
That's what I was hoping for.
It's similar to that, and honestly, it has elements of that, in that
Bring
there's
it.
like an angry rich man that his heart is eventually softened by her for really no reason. It's just her being around him and being nice that makes him eventually stop being
Wait,
mean.
what's the Christian?
Yeah, what
angle
about Jesus?
The Christian angle, actually, you could extract Christianity from the movie, and you'd lose about 2 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, there's some hooks in there where it's like, oh yeah. My favorite part, it takes a while, but okay, so Beauty and the Beast, right? Belle's walking around Beast's castle, goes to the wing she's not allowed in. That happens. And then she finds the rose, which is the thing that's like the indication that the Beast may have more going on than you think. Like, he's maybe not just an angry guy. Maybe he's got a history. What do you think the analog for the rose was?
Oh boy, a Bible.
It's a Bible!
Yeah.
She finds a Bible and she's like,
wow.
you have a Bible. And then he snatches, don't look at that! You get out of here right now!
Why would he ever say that?
Because he used to be Christian and now he lost faith.
Yeah, he used to be a Christian. He was married. He was driving, and like he was like, the wheel hit the road, and I hit something, and she died.
Oh.
Is
He
it?
killed his wife?
Yeah, kinda. I guess.
Huh.
Oh my
and then
gosh.
he prayed for God to keep his wife, and God said no. So then he became an alcoholic.
Got it.
And a successful businessman.
Yeah,
With all sorts of art.
they talk about how he made a successful business, but then his business partners pushed him out.
Okay, there we go.
So, but then they never say the
My wife
business,
died, and I became more successful than ever.
basically. So he's busy doing business the whole time. She's also going to school to get an MBA, and so they really butt heads about business talk sometimes, about projections and earnings and such.
Does he say, NBA, women don't play basketball?
They do, but
Sadly, no. There was a part where she was reading his business documents, and she was like, "Oh, this is interesting, but maybe you could improve this." And he's like, "Just because you know how to read, you think you know my business?" And just started swiping all the documents away from her.
wow.
There's a lot of great interactions.
Lawrence, I have the $1 million question.
Yeah.
Did they kiss?
No.
Damn it.
There was discussion of kissing because she has a precocious younger sister that pops in twice in the entire film.
Okay.
And the younger sister asks adorable questions about kissing.
So now how does the movie resolve the fact that they fall in love? Because kissing would be the way.
Yeah, they're both
Anal.
sitting. I mean, probably, yeah. That's God's hole. They're both sitting out in an empty field, and then they just express their emotions to each other, basically. That's it. Craig is the other guy. He tries to butt in there and take Belle's hand.
Is he Gaston?
He would have been, except that Gaston is actually kind of a manly dude, right? And is other women are supposed to desire him in that story. Craig is just a wiener. Nobody cares about him. And he just shows up. He's yeah, basically.
This doesn't really. It doesn't sound like a really good adaptation of the time-honored classic.
No.
Not at all.
And it kind of looks like somewhere between a daytime soap opera and a softcore porno.
Yeah, that's the weird thing.
That's a lot of Christian movies.
Yeah, no, it is.
I've also seen a lot of Lifetime films because they typically always follow the same formula, big city person, man or woman, comes to country, meets somebody, but they're only there to deal with their mom's estate or a horse that broke its leg, and then they meet someone, and then there's that big opportunity where they get to go back to city and their job, and they say, no, I'm going to stay in Vermont and pick apples. Something similar happened, except Belle was offered to be permanent assistant, and she said yes. I don't know. There's so
What?
many undertones that are fucked up about this.
She was going to
this
get her
movie.
master's.
Yeah, I think she's still going to school. I don't know. Dang, that art.
But now she's dependent on this monster.
More or less.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's weird, right? Beast never does anything but abuse Belle, verbally, and she still falls in love with him somehow. She never really does anything to be a character aside from show endurance to his abuse. And then in that way, they're made for each other, which is kind of creepy.
All right. So where's this land on the saved meter?
Yeah. How saved are you if you watch it?
I'm going to say maybe a 2 or a 3. Not
wow.
very saved at all.
Okay.
All right.
It's the implication at the end is that God delivered unto this man a new woman because he'd taken his wife. But God has a plan, and sometimes bad things happen to good people, and all those useless aphorisms that people use to work around the logical fallacies of Christianity as a religion. I thought we weren't going to attack the religion. I'm sorry.
You were the one that did it.
Yeah, whoops. So yeah, in the end, I guess she softens his heart. He has a glass case of alcohol to remind himself that he doesn't drink, and he takes it at some point, and you think he's going to drink, but then he smashes it with his fist and throws it into a lake.
Cool.
And then dies of blood loss.
Yeah, that's littering.
Oh, he's a beast.
bad.
That is against
Probably
the law.
killed an animal. All right, well that's sad. Is it like a 10 Cloverfield Lane situation where they had already made a movie and they said, if we add a Christian love story,
it
to
could be a
That
Christian
totally
movie.
could be that the only person they could find to buy it was
Yeah.
a Christian distributor.
if we just change scene, if we do 1 day of reshoots, we can save this thing.
Yeah, that's true.
And then they were saved
There,
financially.
that would have made sense, except that it didn't seem like all the Christianity stuff was a reshoot. If anything, they got to it in time to get it into the script. So, yeah, maybe the writer went back and was like, okay, they go to church. There's mentions of them going to church. There's something about how he used to go to church and then stopped. But it's seriously I want to say grand total 10 or 11 lines in the entire film.
Wow.
It's just a bad romance, really.
Good song.
Adam,
Yes.
before you present your findings,
Yeah.
do you want to present something else that's dear
Absolutely.
to your heart?
This episode of Filmhouse is brought to you by a very special sponsor, I want to let you know that there are 2 simple things you need to enjoy a movie: the ability to listen and watch. If either of those things are hindered, you're going to have a bad time, ladies and gentlemen. And that's why today's episode of Filmhouse is brought to you by Simple Contacts. Simple Contacts makes it easy to get the contacts you need so you can watch the movies you love or hate in our circumstance, because it doesn't sound like we're enjoying these films very much. Anyway, I've personally actually had a long history with vision problems. I even tried getting contacts a little while ago. A little bit of info on that. I used to wear glasses as a kid. I then got LASIK. My eyes didn't take, so I got glasses again, and then I tried to get contacts a couple years ago. Wasn't great. And then I actually tried out Simple Contacts, and they have been very helpful about getting me the prescription that I needed and went above and beyond for me. So I am personally a customer, and I enjoy their service. So yeah, their online selection is expansive. That's why I got the ones I needed. My cornea is flat or has flattened. I went to my eye doctor, and they said, you need some special some eye holes, and they basically said, she's like, you need to get these contacts, but they only sell them at certain places. Simple Contacts had them, and now the contacts that I wear work with my broken eyeballs because I don't get LASIK in Koreatown. Let's just put that one out there. And yeah, the ordering process is simple. It's one of the easiest things in the world. I actually even mistakenly ordered the wrong prescription, because sometimes the numbers can be confusing. Their customer support.
Can't see them.
Yeah, well, there's that problem too. They actually emailed and texted me immediately, pointing out that there was a problem with my order. They fixed it, and I got the contacts in a matter of days, and I'm still wearing them right now. That's why I haven't been wearing my glasses lately. I have been wearing contacts for the last few months because I have been using Simple Contacts. So as always, I recommend this, and everyone should. Please go see your eye doctor and get your prescription figured out. That's one of the easiest things you can do. They actually, Simple Contacts does have an app that does help you with all the vision stuff. But as always, please go see your doctor. Visit simplecontacts.com/filmhouse20 and get $20 off your first order. Once again, that's simplecontacts.com, FILMHAUS20, and get $20 off your first order of contacts. Thank you, Simple Contacts, for sponsoring this episode and making it so I can see you without having to wear big, silly things on my face. I can see perfectly now. I mean, an attractive nerd, but yes, a nerd nonetheless.
Oh, I forgot. So I forgot real quick.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things in Christian cinema now is invariably there will be a part in the movie where a character becomes the mouthpiece of the writer and vents about something that Christianity got right and the rest of the world can't figure out.
Oh, absolutely.
In previous movies, I remember there was an extended diatribe about how using the bus is like a governmental conspiracy to keep people down or whatever.
What?
Well, like,
That's something I'd never heard in church.
yeah, no. So the idea was in this particular movie, I think that it was like about a family that was homeless over Christmas, and she was talking with a caseworker, and they were like, "Well, you can't get on welfare because you have material assets. You have like a new expensive SUV." And the lady was like, "I have to have a car to get to work," and then the caseworker's like, "Well, you could take the bus." And then she was like, "Well, if I take the bus, then I'll be late and I'll lose my job, and that's what you want, isn't it?" Anyway, this movie, Belle and the Beast moment was they went to a business dinner, which was just at another person's house, and they were dressed in like prom dresses. It was weird. Anyway, there was a point where Beast was talking to his business associates, and they were like, "We're going to have our annual layoffs again." And then Belle pipes up and is like, "But if you retrained your current staff to do the new jobs, you wouldn't have to lay anyone off." And then the other guys were like, "Brr, brr, brr. They won't learn. They're stupid." Belle was like, "No, you'd be surprised how people can learn and not get laid off sometimes." I was like, yeah, this is the writer like lecturing the world about how layoffs are dumb and you should just keep your staff. Anyway.
It was like Neil Breen level writing.
Yeah.
Basically,
Really
yeah.
Well,
There's always a chip on a shoulder somewhere in these movies.
Man.
I love it.
Belle does have a point. It actually is much more expensive to hire a new employee
It is.
than
Hey.
to keep an old one.
They were businessmen's.
I learned that from The Office. What's up?
Don't touch him.
I don't want to touch him.
Here's another movie called Jimmy.
Did you watch this?
This is
I
your
did not
movie?
watch this one.
Oh.
I just want to show you guys how he talks.
Is that Charlize Theron?
My name is Jimmy Mitchell, and I'm 14 years old.
Mitchell, what you looking at?
Remember, he's slow.
Oh, no, sir. No, I'm a really fast runner.
Yeah.
It was like Forrest Gump.
Yeah. It's like Forrest Gump, and it has Buffalo Bill.
Hey, and that guy from Better Call Saul.
It's Buffalo Bill.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, he needs work. It's fine.
He did a great job.
He also sees angels.
Cool.
Yeah.
While doing the impersonation of a differently abled individual.
Oh, yeah.
In sort of a borderline insulting manner. Like when Leonardo DiCaprio did it in What's Eating Gilbert Grape, I believe
Staying
that
Alive
kid
Laughing?
from-
Oh my God. Sorry.
Oh no, it's fine.
Christian humor.
It's
John
everywhere.
and I were tossing back and forth some
Shonda?
godly routines. Yeah, Shonda, excuse me. She's a firecracker.
Oh, she did stand-up comedy?
Oh, wait a minute. A 75-year-old woman is the most popular Christian comedian?
She's a stand-up.
What kind of pussy joke she make?
She made a joke of
got a real
when her
funny
husband
voice.
died. She said, "I lost my husband. Sounds pretty irresponsible, right?"
Okay, next movie, please, because I have work to do.
Okay. Yeah, Adam, speaking of slightly condescending, what is your movie?
I watched a film called Audacity, and you can barely call it a film because it was about 40 minutes long.
Oh, you're so lucky.
Damn it! How did
I get an hour longer than that?
I picked randomly. So Audacity uses a unique approach to address a very sensitive subject in contemporary society. Regardless of reviews on the gay lifestyle, you'll gain fresh insights and a new perspective. That's the IMDb breakdown.
Got it.
The whole promise.
Rotten Tomatoes calls it a Christian man who's an aspiring
Whoa!
comedian is challenged to share his honest views about homosexuality. It's man, oh man, it is as subtle as a brick hitting you in the face
Or
about
a window.
that happened. So yes, we're introduced to our character. I believe Peter is his name. He is. I know. Yeah, he's struggling. Maybe it's Dave. I don't know. Either way, yes, it is a Ray Comfort picture. I guess I'll set up this clip for you just so you, even audio listeners, can get a little bit of the setup for this film. This is about a few minutes in the film. Our main character turns on the news to find out, the gays can get married.
The legalization
That's it.
of
It's
gay
over.
marriage is good news, while others find it difficult to grasp. Regardless of what anyone thinks about the issue, gay marriage has become a present-day reality that is spreading across America. Soon, to one degree or another, each of us will have to respond in our own way to this current cultural revolution.
No, you won't. Just keep
what?
your mouth shut.
Yep. One of the things. Okay.
Mind your own fucking business.
You can pause it there.
Jesus Christ.
So right there, if you're not triggered quite yet, that's about as subtle as the movie's going to be. Is that, hey, guess what? Anything can get married now, and you have to deal with it.
Anything can get married.
So yeah, end times are coming because two people minding their own business can continue minding their own business, but you got to stick your nose in it.
Throwing
So
our noses in it, goddammit.
that's why I was.
Go outside without the gays throwing their dick in my face.
John and I had a brief discussion about this movie because we were unclear. We're like, oh, is this probably like a very accepting movie?
Yeah, I mean, here's the poster. It
Is it a trick?
yeah, it
kinda tricks
looks.
Well, the name is
I spelled it
Audacity, which the implication is how dare they?
Kinda.
How dare they?
It looks straight up like they
Like-
use
like-
a lot of the visuals that
It's like a Queer as Folk
yeah.
HBO poster, basically.
and like there was the whole don't speak movement or
Okay.
like you didn't talk for the day.
Oh, I see what this is.
So I thought this was going to be
it's
like
rainbow.
about a gay Christian.
No.
who's
It's about
struggling.
It's about a Christian who can't talk about his viewpoint
Oh,
when
yeah.
it comes to
Yeah,
gay
he's
people.
being
he's the
oppressed
persecuted
by
one.
the homosexuals.
Right.
the thrust of this movie,
Like that.
and it thrusts a lot,
Hey.
is that the Christians are the ones being oppressed by the gays.
Okay.
So yeah, if you want to play the next clip, this goes into a dream sequence that he's having, where they start to set up the entire metaphor of the movie.
So you're religious.
Well, I'm a Christian.
Since when? So do you believe gay people should be stoned?
Of course not.
Well, your book says that.
No, actually, I was reading yesterday, and
You know what? I don't want to offend you.
Oh, we're getting our application.
So right
Oh.
there, yeah. So right there,
I love the flash frames. I love flash because it doesn't matter. I love that.
well,
love that.
I cut it together.
No, I know.
Together.
That's fine. It's fine.
So this is setting up about how hard his life is. He now enters an elevator with two lesbians who are getting their marriage license, and at this moment, you can play it.
You want to get married to
They're-
us too?
They're talking, and like a deputy with a gun is about to pull out a pamphlet and hit him with it.
Oh, did he do it?
No, they walk away.
He didn't do it. You
And
see how sweaty he was too? He was so stressed out about those lesbians.
He is a bike messenger, but so it does. There is a scene where he's trapped in an elevator, which just this is a dream sequence, so I forgive it for that. But doesn't really know how elevators work. But basically, the elevator repair guy's like, "Don't leave. If you leave, people will die." And he's like, "I gotta deliver this package. I gotta go." But what you didn't see there was a guy who just hates lesbians. There's an older gentleman, this man, who then our main character says, "Please watch this elevator. Don't let anyone get in there." He takes the paper away because he hears the lesbians approaching as they get into an elevator that they now plummet
So
to
the
their
old
doom.
man kills lesbians?
In a dream, yes, but this is one of my favorite acting moments.
So they're trying to reinforce that. No, really, he doesn't want them to die.
No, he doesn't want them to die.
He just hates them and doesn't want to ever see them or talk to them or respect them as people.
They take it a step
his
further.
eyes.
Take it a step further, Lawrence. He says at one point in the movie, he goes, "I just feel like people embracing homosexuality is like getting on a broken elevator and you not being able to tell them to get on it."
Yeah.
It's a literal metaphor. It's like the most literal metaphor, which goes against a metaphor.
No, that idea is pervasive
to
in
be-
Christianity. It's the idea that certain things will cause the total deconstruction of proper living, and that's why they can defend attacking it as a concept. Is that like, no, gay people aren't bad, but the practice of homosexuality
Yes.
will deconstruct our moral living entirely.
So now our character's having a hard
And
time.
hasn't it?
He's no, we're fine.
Oh,
He's
right.
Dudes have been fucking each other for millennia.
Sorry,
a
they're just
long
making
time.
so many good points in this movie.
Yeah.
they try. Well, so my
the
actual
conviction in his
issue
face.
with this movie is the movie itself is about only 20 minutes long.
Oh.
It's a wraparound because there's a YouTube series basically that Ray Comfort, he's the banana boy. The other one, do you remember when he and Kirk Cameron are doing the?
Oh, the five finger.
He's
five
the
points.
New Zealand, the Kiwi guy. Who's just like, how could bananas look like this? Like, because man genetically engineered it to look that way. And he's like, what? Like,
God made man, ergo God made banana.
Sure, whatever. Either way, it's mostly about this character watching a YouTube series and sharing it with his friends where a man from New Zealand is shoving his camera into people's faces in Venice Beach and telling them their lives are sinful.
So Ray Comfort's trying to get more YouTube views, it sounds like.
Basically, I don't know if it's an actual YouTube series, but it's disguised
I'm
as
sure
one.
it is.
The budget of this thing is basically next to nothing. So
Were there scenes where he sits down at a laptop and then starts watching the video and then the camera like pushes into the screen?
close.
Oh!
He uses the website search. Oh, here we go. So here's a little info on Ray Comfort.
Years. He's not afraid to ask some very personal questions, and as a result, he gets some very interesting answers.
Awesome.
Watch this.
Henry's my hero. Yeah, he is just watching it. All right.
What do you think of gay marriage? Do you think it's morally okay to be gay?
Yes, it is. It's not a lifestyle. It's not a choice. It's who you are. You can't help the fact that you love a man. You can't help the fact that you love a woman.
Do you think people are born gay? Do you think people are born with tendencies to commit adultery? It says, adulterers won't inherit God's kingdom, nor will fornicators, nor will homosexuals. So what do you think of that?
It's a nice verse. I'm glad you told that to me.
So in
God.
court, we would call that leading the witness.
Yeah, and it would also the people's reaction of going, "This fucking asshat," is him going, "Wow, I've silenced them." With my,
I am unclear whether those are actors or real people. They felt like real
I
people.
think they're real. It looks like
I think
they're
so.
real.
And it is sort of edited in a way where they're like, okay, get away from me, guy. And he's like, I saved you. I did it. I did it. You're going to do it. And he's basically compares being a homosexual or being part of the LGBTQ movement, anything basically, to being an adulterer.
Yeah.
You are cheating in some way because A, you're not born a fornicator, you're not born gay, and you're not born a cheater. So since you can't go into heaven, you're basically committing all these sins by being a homosexual. And they're not saying you're going to go to hell. They're just saying you're not going to make it into God's kingdom. And they're like, it hurts me that I can't save you.
Yeah.
And it's like, and now it's his
the most
problem.
condescending bullshit.
Yes, Lawrence, you're absolutely right. It is.
It's such a false equivalency too. Fornication, cheating on someone is lying. That is abusing someone's emotions.
It's all the same.
But being gay means you just have a different preference of partner and you enter into still a committed, honest relationship with that person. There's no moral harm being done aside from just believing the literal Bible in its list of good and bads.
Yeah.
So how does this robbery pertain
Let me.
to the film?
So I'll take you a step back here.
I'm going to shoot you if you don't say you're.
Well-
you deny God right now.
yeah, what
Christians have such a fucking hard on for having their life threatened.
Well, so
At one point he says, if you shoot them, you won't get into God's kingdom.
if you actually want to play this clip, yes, we move forward. This is why I know this movie was chosen for me. They go to a
Just by God, probably.
close. They go to a gas station or a convenience store randomly throughout the movie. They just want to stop and this guy and his friend want to get just a snack or whatever. They go to a little place called Galleons, which is a little deli / supermarket thing in the town I grew up in of Castaic.
Oh.
Which is a little north of Santa Clarita, for those who don't know. Very small town. It's basically a truck stop.
Yeah.
Quite literally a truck stop. And I was like, they fucking filmed this this is where they filmed Power Rangers at the park. Holy shit. So if you take it a step back here, we can have the homeless man freak out, who they then later mock.
That's his comeuppance.
You'll see.
Piss on him and laugh at him.
Yeah.
All right.
Here's
Here it
robbery.
is.
Get on the floor now! Get on the floor now! Get out now! Get down!
God.
If you hurt her, then you gotta answer to God.
What? What? What are you, Mother Teresa?
I don't want to die. Just don't shoot anybody, okay?
Oh, he got him. He saved him.
With violence.
That
saves
dude
him with
would have
violence.
pulled the trigger immediately.
Yeah. So our main character.
Our main character saved someone.
He saved a few people
with a
violence.
Ben & Jerry's ice cream.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
I thought it was a can.
It was a can
It's a
of.
can of peas.
It's a can of tomatoes.
Either way, it doesn't really matter. There was actually probably a good moment there to use like a golden idol or something, but whatever. He subdues the homeless man, the man who's clearly needs help, and he beats him.
So wait, were they trying to? Was he trying to rob the store?
Yeah.
Did he ever actually make a robbery demand, or did he just come in?
He said
and start
empty.
waving a
He
gun?
said empty the safe, and the guy who runs the store goes, "People don't use cash anymore." And he went, "Yeah!" And, so
That's actually pretty good.
and then
and he didn't just leave.
And so, well, no. And so he started just holding everyone hostage because these guys have maybe seen a violent movie once in their lives.
Cops
and they're-
got there in 30 seconds.
Cops got there. He beats him over the head, whines like a baby. So two of the gentlemen who were in
they
the
gay?
convenience store were a gay couple.
Nice.
And they're sort of like, "Why'd you save us?" And that's what this clip
The
is here.
Lord's love came into me. Does he convince them to break up with each other?
Close. You gotta rewind this part. Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
I saved your life, so you can't be gay anymore.
Close.
That's the deal.
We want to buy you dinner. You don't even know us. You tell that guy to shoot you instead of us. Yeah, that took a lot of courage.
Actually, I was terrified. But I'm a Christian, so I know where I'll go when I die.
We're done here. What's your problem? So we just gave you some Christian stuff. Let's go. I'm not going anywhere. What's your problem?
Oh, he does it. He witnesses to him.
And
So-
pays him. That
Close.
was money.
What was that money about?
I think it was like a pamphlet that looked like money.
Oh, yeah,
to-
yeah, yeah. I know
to
what
get
you're
people
talking
to
about.
look at it.
That's a good thing
Attract.
to use in a movie.
So there, he tries to witness the two sinners, the sodomites, and
It's not
one
like-
of them.
It took on one of them, right?
Well, one of them is just like, basically, "Fuck you, dude."
Yeah.
Not again. I'm sort of like, I'm with this guy. I'm with the sinner. And he converts him, and then the movie more or less ends with this last clip where our main character in the beginning was struggling with kind of finding he wants to do stand-up comedy in some way.
Do we get to see some stand-up
it's sort of
comedy from
alluded,
him?
Yeah,
and we
sort
get
of.
to see what the epitome of stand-up comedy looks like
He's got
in
big
a
shoes to fill.
Christian film's eyes.
Hit it.
Like impersonations?
No.
All right, this is Russell Crowe.
No.
Are you not entertained?
That's great. I love that.
Wait, no. No.
There's
It's not a joke.
There's a bit more of a subplot afterwards about the girl who he's sort of interested in is drives up on some train tracks and her gas runs out and a train is about to hit her, but a Latino man is trying to get her attention and she thinks he's trying to rob her or rape her. So he breaks the window open and saves her. And then so there's a very heavy-handed message at the end where it's like he was trying to save her, but she didn't even know she was in trouble.
Right,
Don't be
right.
The
racist.
train was coming.
Oh.
Got
And
it.
but even though she was a dumb racist idiot.
Did she die?
No, she just ends up in the hospital.
Oh.
Wow.
The end.
Again,
From
it's
broken glass cuts?
dudes have been fucking for millennia. Where's the train?
All right, well, Adam, how saved?
This is like an 11.
Oh, wow.
Out of 10.
Holy
Yeah.
Really saved.
This is the most saved you're gonna get.
I can't believe I'm not saved. That much saved.
I have I guess personally, I have some liberal views on how people want to live their lives, and I always kind of say, as long as you're not hurting other people and you're kind of living your life, do your thing. So this one definitely irked me.
Yeah.
I don't know where you get off trying to tell someone the way they were born or how they feel another person means however their afterlife is going to be challenged or whatever. And for you to throw that back in my face, go, well, you're making a false idol out of God. It's like, man, there's a lot of shit we don't know. And fuck you for getting up in other people's lives and their business for how they feel they were. Either that's how they are biologically, psychologically, whatever. That is who they are, and they're brave enough to come out in that way and embrace that lifestyle. So this was like very bigoted. As much as it tried to mask it.
Man, now I love Camp Cool Kids. I didn't have to worry about that at all.
There's nothing worse than hate speech. But I guess doing it in a condescending manner is even worse.
When it's like for your own good.
Yeah, like, hey, I'm not saying mean things, but I'm going to do it in a clever little way and hide it behind this book that I believe in blindly. So anyway, fuck this movie.
Okay.
So we're nearing the end of the show. I actually got so into just watching trailers last night that I never actually picked a movie.
You made us all watch movies?
John, you have to watch the movie at least 1 week.
We know who's going to hell.
No, look, because I found something and I can give an anecdote to it.
Oh
this
my
is why I decided it was 1 in the morning.
I could have watched a trailer.
Okay.
I earned 45 minutes. I Camp Cool Kids.
This is awesome science.
I hate this kid.
This
He's in Camp Cool Kids.
You watch him.
Is he? Yeah.
Wait, he is?
Yeah, 100%.
You watch him grow up while wearing the same fedora. Look, he's like 17 here.
No, he's older in Camp Cool Kids.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is he the bully kid?
Yeah, he is.
God, he's got
He is.
bangs and a fedora. Nah, kid,
But it's literally the same hat, and they filmed. This is season 1 trailer, but they filmed season 1 over like 6 years.
Wow, sucks.
What's it about?
Oh,
it's
kid.
science.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
Right.
here, look.
No, it isn't.
Let
He's
me.
like, look at this, the Grand Canyon made over 100 years ago.
Here, wait, where is it? Okay,
This is propaganda.
here, right here.
Learn how rock layers form and what erodes them.
Is he voiced over by this guy?
Evidence of dinosaurs living with man.
Oh, boy.
What makes animals go extinct? Why short ages matches the evidence.
Shut up.
Where did ancient man come from? How the Ice Age came about from the global flood. The truth about the fossil record. How the global flood impacted...
Boy, they got a lot of topics to shoot down.
So much more.
Yeah.
Use these episodes.
So
Are they going to get around how global warming is a hoax or something?
when I was in middle school, I actually was in San Diego. There's a place called the Institute for Creation Research, and it's science about that proves creation.
Oh, I'll take
wait. What? Is this kid's name Noah Justice?
Yes, it is.
Yes, that's a cool name. He's
and
got to do something better with his life.
I was on a radio show called the Jonathan Park Adventures, I think it's called. And it's an audio radio show put on by the Institute for Creation Research that disproves evolution.
Nice.
And I was on it.
You were on it?
I was on it. I was an actor in it.
Oh, you were an actor. Okay. I was going to say, how did you help disprove evolution?
Well, in the episode I was in, they talked about woodpeckers and how God is so cool that he gave them 2 tongues that split and go up through their brain, and their brain is covered in like padding so that they can keep pecking wood.
How does that disprove evolution?
It's because God made that. It's so complex. How could that happen?
I can't fathom it.
Billions of years has how. Took a while.
But yeah, I mean, we're already running late.
That's a good episode.
Otherwise, I would have watched a show.
How dare you? This is ridiculous. I'm so upset about that.
Well, maybe we do a part 2 if this proves to be a success.
John has to watch all the movies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you get to watch them all, and we'll ask you questions.
That's fine. Maybe Christian Cinema will give us a free pass, you know?
That'd be nice.
Not after
Or
this
maybe
pod-
they'll just ban our IP.
Yeah, not after this
Who
podcast.
knows?
For that shit.
Anyway.
All right. Well, you guys, thank you for joining me.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you for watching the movie.
Go
You're
to
welcome,
hell, John.
Go to hell.
We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.
See you in hell.
So
I wouldn't mind being Evangeline Lilly. For
now
a little
that
bit.
she's super hot. Now that you know the whole plot of the film, basically, my question is, and this is a sort of a question I had throughout the movie: where's Ant-Man? Because it's weird. He's there and he's sort of along for the ride, but he's under house arrest for a little bit of it. He